Just Baseball Show with Ken Rosenthal. Kind of crazy that we just got to sit down and like literally ask all the questions that you see Ken Rosenthal ask on TV. But you know what? I guess this is our twisted life, Arm Layden.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I had a moment like last night when we were getting ready, just like going over questions for the interview and things like that, where I was just like, holy crap. I remember being 8, 9, 10, all the way, pick a year, but like any
Yep.
age where I used around the deadline time, man. What I was telling you before we recorded too, like I used to have my desktop and I'd be refreshing MLB trade rumors and Marlins.com, and then I'd be throwing on MLB Network the second they launched that. I think it was probably around like 12 then once that finally launched.
Yeah.
And just waiting for anything. Give me any info on the deadline. And I know we're a little bit early here, but we still got those questions. And we know you guys aren't going to complain about that,
No.
given how many deadline questions we get at the mailbag. But I don't know. There was just a moment of like, wow, like 9, 10-year-old me would have killed to be able to ask Ken Rosenthal some questions, right on the spot, straight up like that. So can't thank you, the listener, enough for making this remotely possible. Because I know you're probably thinking like, oh, you guys have baseball players on all the time or whatever. Yes, we're very fortunate about that. But there's something about having the guy that's been on our TV who also is like, just goes about his business as well as anybody. And it's just one of the most likable guys like in the sport, who cover the sport. Just someone that we grew up always going to for information. Being able to actually go to him in this instance was, I don't know, one of those moments where it just hit a little bit more maybe than others.
100%. You ever worn a bow tie before?
No, I leave that to the goats.
Yeah, I leave that to the goats as well. I've never worn a bow tie. My little brother wore a bow tie for homecoming, I want to
Mm.
say.
I did do that actually for homecoming. My friends, when we were like freshmen or sophomores, just all
Yeah,
thought
like it was
yeah,
the fun thing to do. It was like
yeah,
wearing shorts in the
different.
wintertime in the Midwest. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
different. I'm quirky. I wore a bow
Yes.
tie to
Yeah.
homecoming. I understand. But no, the true goats wear bow ties. And it was an awesome conversation with Ken that you will hear on the back half of this episode. Called my shot. I won, man. By the way, Just Baseball Show is brought to you by BetMGM. I won on Ben Rice. How about that? And
Yeah.
I asked you on the call up, or no, that was on the Just Baseball Show. After we talked about the Rizzo injury, I said, "Is there a chance that they go with Ben Rice, the Yankees?" And you said, "I don't know." They went with Ben
Said I
Rice.
hope.
I hope, yeah. How about this note from Steven Cusimano, who is the play-by-play guy for the Somerset Patriots, so the Double A team. Number of AAA games played before the Yankees call up. Austin Wells, 33. Anthony Volpe, 22. Ben Rice, 11. Jason Dominguez, 9. They don't love the incubator in Scranton. And it's nothing against Scranton. It is, oh, you're hitting the ground running in AAA. You're ready to go here. Ben Rice's call up was obviously situational, but we walked you through the story. It is awesome. Was stripped of 2 years of college baseball at Dartmouth. I saw a note Aaron Boone is going to miss Tuesday night's game for his son's graduation. So Brad Osmus, the Dartmouth grad, is the interim
Oh,
manager for Dartmouth grad Ben
and
Rice's
both
major league
catchers.
debut, and both
And
catchers. So pretty freaking cool that that's going to happen, and it's a big day to be what a big green. Kyle Hendricks is smiling somewhere.
a big green. That's
I
coming
think
from
it's big green.
the guys that went to a school that calls themselves orange. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Ben Rice. I love that the Yankees did this because a lot of times they don't do this kind of thing, and I think this is a guy that earned it. And this also shows you that like people are really quick to kind of ignore or write off prospects. And like Ben Rice is 25, and he had a really good offensive year last year. But then the question was, oh, can he catch? Is he going to hit at the upper levels? Blah blah blah. And not only does he improve his receiving and just improve as a catcher overall, he continues to perform at the upper levels. And look, is he a key part of their long term future? Probably not, but he's definitely going to be a part of what they're doing this year, and is going to have the opportunity to. And what I'm getting at here is like, this is the New York Yankees. This is a team that's playing as one of the best teams in Major League Baseball right now. And this is an Ivy League 25-year-old prospect who had questions as to whether he could stick behind the dish or hit enough if he doesn't stick behind the dish. And what is he doing? He's going to go play first base potentially for the New York Yankees. So that's why you can't just write prospects off ever. And that's why I also love this sport so much, because you have so much opportunity on a daily basis just to discover talent, to help unlock something from a player that could be, a new piece for you. And this is just another example of when, player development is really working out for you. And a guy that, sometimes it's worth putting the time in for the 24-year-old out of the Ivy League. Even though you didn't give him a $5 million signing bonus, he should still be worth your bandwidth. The Yankees have more bandwidth than other teams because they invest more into their player development, but this should be like another moment for other teams. Like I guarantee there's been a lot of organizations that have had players adjacent to Ben Rice that didn't maximize them to the best of their ability. Because again, Ben Rice has improved across the board, whether it's contact skills, power, receiving, catching overall, and plate discipline. And I think just from an offensive perspective now, he's as ready as he's going to be. I think this is as close to the like final product of what you're going to see from Ben Rice. He's going to struggle with some breaking balls from time to time. He's going to destroy fastballs.
Yep.
And I have less concern about the breaking ball issue because of how much he's improved plate discipline wise. He does a really good job of laying off a lot of those secondary pitches. And if you miss one, if you leave one up, he's going to crush it. So I do think he's a guy that's going to elevate consistently, has that power to the pull side. And the other thing that I think really probably endeared him to the Yankees is he doesn't have bad splits. Like you can put him in left on left. Of course, he's going to hit righties well too. But so far this year, 928 OPS against righties and an 895 OPS against lefties. This is a guy that in the meantime, you can keep in the lineup every day.
So I saw the initial report that Rice will likely be the first baseman against right-handed pitching, and they'll move DJ over to first base and have Oswaldo Cabrera play third for left-handed pitching. It's fine, like totally okay that he just only has to see one-handedness, but he can survive against both. He can play every day, but again, this is a situational call-up, doesn't necessarily need to be in the lineup every day.
Mm-hmm.
Rizzo's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks, though. Like, it is a fracture. No surgery required. Ken Rosenthal reported that, but it is 4 to 6 weeks. So I think we're going to get an elongated look. I saw Brendan Rodgers was already taking ground balls at Coors. It's not an elongated look for Adael Amador.
Oh my gosh.
It will be an elongated look for Ben Rice, which
yes,
we're more willing to accept, I think.
Oh, and also like two totally different prospects situations. Given Ben Rice is 4 full years older than Amador. The whole Amador situation still just frustrates the hell out of me. Rizzo is a unique one too, because obviously you're paying him. Obviously he's a big part of the clubhouse. We alluded to this yesterday, but like if Ben Rice is swinging it, what do you do? Well, yeah, and I know we'll cross that bridge when we get there. He's a rookie. He could just struggle. Welcome to the big leagues. That's how it goes more often than not. Not an indictment on the player. I mean, Rizzo's got a 630 OPS, 8 homers. It's been way worse since then. I mean, the last 20 games before the injury, hitting 137. He's earned the benefit of the doubt, and they're paying him a ton of money. I'm just wondering, like, if you have another guy performing, and it doesn't just have to be Ben Rice, if Cabrera and LeMahieu, that's a reach too. But I'm just curious what it would look like.
Are you not an Oswaldo guy?
I think Oswaldo's good. I'm just saying if you like parlayed Oswaldo and DJ hitting,
being good,
it'd have to be both of them to just play.
Very good value. Yeah.
Yes.
Understood. Club option at 17 for Rizzo next year. That club option is going to turn into a handshake and a thank you for your 2 years in New York, or what, 2.5 years in New York. It'll be interesting, man, because in terms of the 17 this year, when he comes off the shelf, we're looking at about August 1, which is the trade deadline. And of the 17, they probably would have already paid him about 10. So you'd be eating 7. Would the Yankees eat 7? I don't think so.
Especially not when you could just tell they love him.
Yeah, veteran presence.
Judge and Giancarlo, they love him.
Right. We're trying to win the World Series. Is Ben Rice the first baseman, or is Anthony Rizzo the first baseman? I don't think it matters. Rizzo could be OPSing 300. And if they're trying to win the World Series, I think they put Rizzo at first.
I think up until like you get to the playoffs, and then maybe Rizzo's on the bench, and you cross that bridge when you get there. But Ben Rice has an opportunity to make this a difficult conversation
for sure
for them, and that's all his goal should be. When he gets there, it's just, hey, I want to make it difficult for them to send me back down, and he has the talent to do so. I mean, it's plus power and elevating consistently to the pull side, like that's going to play in Yankee Stadium. So it's just whether he hits enough. And the fact that you have a first baseman on the roster too that can also be an emergency catcher, like he's not a good big league catcher just yet, but he's passable enough. Like there's worse catchers in Major League Baseball.
For sure.
Passable enough to where if you were in an extra inning ball game or whatever it may be, like you get a third catcher on the roster. It's not bad.
Yeah, and he ain't catching Cole. Trevino's going to catch Cole, but Gerrit Cole is back. Happy Gerrit Cole Day, everybody. You're listening to this on Wednesday morning. Cole is starting tonight against Baltimore. 2 starts with Double-A Somerset. 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, 9 Ks. 1 start with Scranton in Rochester last weekend. 4 1/3, 2 hits, 1 unearned run, no walks, 10 Ks. The stats say Cole is all the way back. The velo, from what I watched, say Cole is back. If there's anything underlying that jumps out to you, let me know. But this is look up to the heavens and say, thank you, God. Gerrit Cole is back in our lives and he's pitching. We get the best pitcher on the planet back. And that's very, very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, let's just take you through the game logs here. And then all this Yankees talk's making me sick, but
I know.
no, but I mean, hey, these are headlines. These are headlines. You got 45 pitches in the first rehab appearance in Hartford, where he averages 95 with the fastball. Then second appearance also against Hartford. Actually, it was at home against Hartford, of course, so in Somerset, where he throws 57 pitches, so 12 more. Fastball drops a little bit to 94.4. I think that was, more of him probably just trying to pace himself, but again, still really, really solid and overpowered hitters for the most part there. Where I look at the start, and clearly the reason why they feel really good about where he's at now is then AAA throws at Rochester, 4 1/3, obviously punches out the 10, 70 pitches there. So, I mean, really scaling it up again. They're almost incrementally going by like 12 pitches, sits about 94.7. So gets back up closer to that 95 number, but that's also with, another 13 pitches there. So, I mean, even if he's more 94 to 95, he's going to be incredibly effective, whereas he's normally 96, 97. But I think this was more of him just trying to get his body right. It didn't look like he was really trying to cut loose. And I think the fact that he saw his velocity tick up when he threw more pitches, even if it's by a decimal point, I think is extremely encouraging, especially after going up 12 pitches to 13 pitches at a time. So I think he's in a perfect spot to jump in there and help them. You just hope, knock on wood, that it's not, a Kyle Bradish type of situation where he looks great and then you just get caught off guard and it's like, oh, it just flared up again. And hopefully that's not the case.
Are you with Peter, though? Like maybe push Cole back another week and have Cody Petit open another game because Petit's been really good?
No.
I called him out on it on Monday's show. So, Peter, it's all love again, man. But like, no, Petit can come in the 8th when Cole gives you 7 shutout. All right. We have a hell of a slate tonight, and I'm gonna like actually kind of throw you games of the weekend, but games of Wednesday. Okay.
It's a Wednesday.
Yeah. Reds, Pirates, Mitch Keller, Hunter Green. Who you got?
Ooh.
That's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, I'll go Reds. I'll go Reds on that one. But that's fun. This series is fun.
This series is fun.
We alluded to this early in the year. This is a rivalry like that I think is going to form like nicely. I see fans going at it all the time on social and our Cruz is better, blah, blah, blah. But like also you have 2 young teams that are really, I think, on similar timelines and very talented. I think the Reds obviously a little bit ahead, but I think we got a nice rivalry formulating here in the Central.
And respectfully, we know which Cruz is better.
Yes, correct.
It's the De La.
It's the De La one.
Yeah, so let's put that to rest. But no, I mean the energy of Skeens against Ellie was awesome on Monday, and dude, like at the end of the day tonight, we've got Lodolo and Falter. We're talking before you hear that, and then tonight, as you listen to this, is Hunter Green and Mitch Keller, Gerrit Crochet, Hunter Brown. Brown coming off 7 shutout with 9 Ks. Crochet is Crochet. This is a weird one. Like, obviously, Astros White Sox on June 19th, 2024 is not going to generate much interest. But if you like starting pitching and you're a believer in what Hunter Brown's doing, I mean, this is kind of a hell of a pitching matchup.
Something quick for Hunter Brown. And, I always buy it when the Astros are good at getting guys right. I know that they haven't been able to do that with Franber and Javier as much over the last, X amount of time, but remember who also helped develop them to get them to where they are. And those are 2 guys that signed for, $15 essentially. So
right.
with a guy that's as talented as Brown with the assortment of pitches, like it's no surprise to me that they've got him right. It was honestly a little bit more of a surprise that it took this long. I anytime Crochet throws now too, I feel like, and people are going to hear with the Ken Rosenthal interview, it seems like a bit of an audition. And if you do it to the Astros again, it's just another reminder. Hey, the Astros are looking for looking for pitching.
Yeah,
If
two
they could
starting
find,
pitchers.
I don't know what else they could trade in there to pry Crochet away. They may have to throw in some. I don't even know.
Soda money.
Yeah, they'd have to throw in like $100 million cash like on the side. Like I don't know what they would do, but no, it's always fun to watch that guy pitch.
100%. I also, real quick, want to push back on he only threw one off-speed pitch against Seattle. He was fastball cutter. He threw one changeup. Locklear took the one changeup deep, but it was fastball cutter.
Yeah,
And so much was made of, oh, he only threw fastballs. I get that a cutter is technically a cut fastball, but from that slot with how big of a guy that is, like it plays like a slider. Okay. Like it's a cutter slider hybrid. That's a breaking pitch. I firmly believe that it's a breaking pitch.
so is that what people were saying that the cutter?
He only threw one off speed pitch. Like that's what the social media narrative was about Crochet start in Seattle.
I mean, the fastball is upper 90s. The cutter sliders 90 to
Yeah.
91.
Let's chill on that. Okay. He wasn't just throwing fastballs.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was a crazy narrative that like I forgot to mention over the weekend.
Also, I don't care if those are the only two pitches he's throwing. Opponents are hitting $169 against him.
That's the thing. It's like what something's working. So like let's not panic about him throwing only fastballs or cutters.
Yeah, and also before I forget, I know we got a few more games to go through. Please do not let me forget about the AAA duel of all duels that I want to end our first segment on here.
Okay, that's a Wednesday night duel. You Darvish, by the
No,
way.
no, it already happened, but I don't think anybody knew about this duel as much as they should have.
Oh, fair, fair. I know what you're talking about. All right,
Yes.
we will get to that before Ken. I thought you were going to mention you Darvish rehabbing in Fort Wayne. That's big for
Oh, that
Fort
is
Wayne.
big.
Yeah, Parkview Field, stand up. Now a real like borderline ace off when we look at this season in a vacuum. 12:20 this afternoon in Atlanta. Tarek Skubal, Reynaldo Lopez in Tigers
Ooh.
Braves. Fun, right? Give me
I don't
Tarek
know.
on the bounce back.
I don't know what the hell the Braves are at this point, but did Tarek get roughed up a little bit last outing?
6 1/3, 4 earned, so he got shelled by his standards.
Give me I don't know. Give me the Braves. Get right series.
Okay. I feel like you said get right series about somebody on Friday too.
Dodgers.
Dodgers, yeah. All right. Dodgers Braves have get
Well,
right series.
they got killed instead physically. So
That's fine. Is anybody in that Phillies lineup going to touch Matt Waldron's knuckleball this afternoon? 105 Waldron against Ranger Suarez. I'm like,
oh
I can't go against Ranger, but like Waldron's the perfect amount of weird to make that game awesome.
oh man, that's a fun one.
This is a really good Wednesday of baseball, people.
Yeah, and it's like I love the Wednesday slate because like you can just throw on a TV in the background like while you're doing work or whatever, and have some fun games on there. I think Waldron's luck runs out a little bit.
Okay.
It's not luck though. That was very rude. He's been really good. It's
He's been
not
good.
luck, but I think his this Phillies lineup, I just feel like they might be the one that can like adjust and just somehow make it work, grind him out. And Trey Turner back yet?
Trey is back. They
Yeah.
optioned Johan Rojas.
Oh yeah. So yeah, they're good. They're good.
Okay. 6:40 in Cleveland tonight. Brian Wu, Tanner Bybee.
Wu looks so freaking good.
So
Dude.
good.
It's just about health for him. And what's weird about Wu is every time he gets hurt, he goes and gets an MRI, and they're like, "Oh, perfectly
He's
clean."
fine. Yeah.
So like, and I'm not complaining. That's wonderful news, but he might just be a little bit nervous almost about, I don't blame him. I'd be the same way. I'd be bugging out all the time. You're watching people drop like flies all around you. You've already had your own little ailment. So it's hard to like know, like, is he going to come back and look perfectly fine or not? I will say this about Tanner. Tanner was incredible last outing. The stat line, I think, is dishonest. He gave up 4 earned runs against the Reds in Cincinnati, and I think they all came on home runs from Jamer Candelario. So like Jamer hit both the homers. He punched out 11 and walked 1. Tanner hasn't walked more than 1 batter in his last 7 outings or 6 outings, and he
Wow.
struck out 7 or more in 5 of his last 6 outings.
Wow.
Um, Stuff's been there, man. Like I think this is going to be another really good start as he keeps the ball in the yard, and I'm going to go Tanner.
So cool. Bayo and Gosman, underperforming AL East pitchers. It still is going to get my eyeballs tonight at 7:07.
Is Gosman the most unpredictable pitcher in baseball right now?
I think so.
Because he's still like, I feel like every time you make a comment of like what's good with Gosman, 6 innings, 10 Ks, whatever, and then oh, okay, Gosman's probably back, 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs. Like it just, I just don't know what the deal is.
I had him as my number 2 pitcher in baseball coming into this year. I had him 2, Burns 3, Strider 4. Like, I'll eat shit on that,
His
but
fastball's just getting destroyed sometimes. Like I
which
think
is
that,
crazy.
yeah,
It wasn't last year. It
the
wasn't the
average,
year before that.
the 50th percentile exit velocity against his fastball is is 97 miles per hour, which is like
Dude,
just for comparison, for the rest of his pitches, it's 86.
do you see like a swing
87.
rate on the heater versus the splitter? Like, are
Yeah.
hitters just ditching the split?
No, that's the craziest part. The problem is the split. You get a similar swing rate, but the split's landing for a strike at a 55% clip, whereas the fastball is a 77% strike rate.
Oh, so he's
So
just like leaving it middle. This is the Barrios thing, where
yeah.
Barrios was just down the dick all the time.
Well, and I mean, only 28% of Kevin Gosman's splitters are in the zone.
Yeah.
So he's just not even giving himself a chance right now. I think that really is the answer.
Yeah, it's brutal. Having said that, Bayo or Gosman tonight?
Oh God, the over.
Over.
Uh, I mean, the lineup that the Red Sox are rolling out, I keep wanting to say like, oh, I don't know, man, and then they put up some numbers. I, I'll go, I'll go Bayo.
Okay. Taj Bradley, Joe Ryan in Minnesota at 7:40. Bradley started slow. He's looked really sharp.
I also take it back. I say Gosman. Bayo's been terrible, worse
Yeah,
than I
he
thought.
has.
Yeah, give me Gosman. But
Okay.
Bayo's still a winner in my mind for slowing down Tristan Casas
Fair. Yeah.
when that
Well, Kenley Jansen slowed him down.
yes.
Bayo is just the
The
messenger.
vet clubhouse guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was what was it? What was this one?
Taj Bradley, Joe Ryan at 7:40. Bradley's been
Ooh,
good over the last couple.
an induced vertical break off.
Yeah.
Um, man, Minnesota with Royce Lewis got another layer to him. I'll go Minnesota.
Okay. And then last one. Does Goliath win in Cade Povich versus Gerrit Cole at 7:05?
I think that's gonna be a tough one for Povich.
Yeah, I think so.
But just beyond even the Cole side, like it,
Hey man, start 3. Here's Aaron Judge.
yeah, and the thing with Povich is he's really good at getting you to in bat speed tracking. This is where you can look at things like he's good at getting you to take your B swing on a borderline pitch and kind of get yourself
Swords?
out. Not quite the swords. He's not going to
Not
get you
swords.
swords as much, but he'll slow your bat speed down on borderline pitches and kind of get you off balance a bit. But the thing with the Yankees is like, okay, great, you slowed down Aaron Judge's bat speed. He still took a B swing at a ball on the outer edge and hit it 410 feet instead. And Stanton only has 1 speed, so like I think it is a tough matchup for him. I'll go O's in that one.
Understood. All right, that's it from us. We will
No, it's
talk to Ken
not,
Rose.
you asshole.
Oh, that's right. AAA. What happened?
Um, we had Max Scherzer pitch against Kenley Jansen
Kenley.
against Dallas Keuchel.
Yes.
This is the first AAA matchup ever between 2 pitchers who combined for more than 300 career wins.
Wow.
No,
That's
I made that stat up, but you would totally believe that, right? It might be
I
true.
totally believe that.
I've one that I think if I thought about that, I was like, if I fired that tweet off, I don't think anyone one could figure out whether that was true or not. Like to say no, it's not true, and 2, it might be true.
Yeah, could see it.
Between 2 pitchers, how about this one? Maybe even better, because maybe you'd have some like Hall of Famer that was at like 295. 2 pitchers with more than 100 career wins. How often does that happen?
Not often at all. I also would wonder former Cy Young Award winners facing off in AAA.
Okay, here's the thing with stats. I could figure out the criteria to make it to where this was the only time that these 2
Yes.
between the Cy Youngs and innings or whatever or wins or World Series appearances, I can make it to where this has never happened before.
We're,
But
we're talking to Ken Rosenthal in 5 minutes, and Tim Kirkjian's stats are all over the Just Baseball show. I'm in 10-year-old baseball heaven.
yes, well, I do want to say Keuchel's kind of been shoving 6 shutty out duels Max Scherzer, who has his velo has been down a little bit. He's averaging about 92, but he looks like he can help 8Ks. And I think Scherzer looks pretty good as well. Just an insane AAA matchup. I hope the folks in Round Rock really appreciated what they got at Dell Diamond. So just wanted to mention that before